They're all crying. The boys are not happy. So I've done something today. Slowly, I have taken out all the hens apart from two. And I'm trying to just get there. Well, get there eventually. There's still a few cocks that we'll probably move on and sort of just focus on those harder day birds that are, some of the gabbies and things like that we've got that are headwind birds, because I definitely want those tougher birds. They seem to last a lot better here. So we took the hens out, and the end goal is just to have 9 cocks in each one. Got their own box. You can see all the cocks, they're all in boxes at the moment, and eventually that's kind of where I want to get to, is just 9 cocks in here, 9 hens. Ideally that will be the goal. Hopefully once we get these 2 boxes done, so this one and then this one over here, babies up here out, we'll be right to roll, and we can kind of start planning pairs and stuff for the future, which cocks we want to keep in here, try and get them locked into their own boxes, so that's the only place they're focusing on. And just trying to simplify it this year. Obviously with a bit of chopping and changing and stuff last year because we had so many different pairs, but this year coming it's going to be much simpler. I'm only going to have 9 pairs in here, and then any of the race birds will have the opportunity to potentially breed in the boxes in the main loft. So everyone is just relaxing. They all look a lot more relaxed now. We've taken a lot of extra birds out, and end of the season we'll sort a few more things out as well with the other flying birds. But in here there should realistically only be 18 birds plus any babies that we're breeding, which gives us that 9 pairs in here. So we'll just have to wait and see how that one pairs out, because we're still waiting to see the final sexes of some of these cocks. I've got this one, which is New Sensation, and the brother, which is 3 of a kind. I definitely think 3 of a kind's a cock. This one, I have seen him chase a hen, but then I've seen a lot of cockbirds chase him, so it's kind of, there's only some birds are just a lot bigger. So this one still is a little bit undecided, but I say the brother is. Just trying to get a better idea of which pairs I want to keep and test. These 2 down here, they think they're going to go down again on babies, but no, I'm going to separate them ones after this as well. They were going to go to Batea, those ones, but we're definitely not going to send them now. We're going to just try and focus on the next few months. Basically, we'll get 2 way to Batea next year. We'll look at some bigger numbers. We do have the old cock here as well, so one of the main reasons is that I have taken a lot of these birds out is to try and settle him in a box by himself. Adam said that if we can get him on the ground with a few hens and stuff like that, he'll be a bit more comfortable. So that's something we're going to do. He's progressing through the molt pretty well. After the molt, I'm definitely going to try and pair him up to another hen, because the genetics of this guy is just too good not to try a little bit more. And he's going to stay here for quite a while. So what we'll do is try and set him up in one of these lower boxes. So once these other pairs are finished their nesting, I'll take the hens out and we'll try and set this old boy up in probably this little one in the corner, one of the corner ones, I think, just to make it extra private. And it's easy for him to hop up in there because he does have a little bit of trouble getting up high. I have seen him up probably on that second one from the top, but I just think trying to get him up any higher boxes will be too much for him. So I feel like if we keep him down here, get him with a real nice young hen, we might have a very, very slight chance of getting him down on some eggs, which will be really good. Another cockbird here that I do want to utilize a bit more. I've bred 1 round out of him, and they're in the flying loft in the younger birds, and they're really, really nice. So definitely want to utilize this cock again. So I've got 2 cocks same way bred. The other one's up there, and he's just looking at me a bit funny. He's a bit slower coming through the molt, this big fella. Originally it was meant to be a hen. It was sold to me as a hen, meant to have a pair of those, but just didn't work. So I ended up with 2 cocks, but this one might stay here for a little bit longer. I was going to send this one to a mate, because he's got a hen that is similar way bred to this, so pretty rare to get these birds. So it was kind of interesting to see if we can kind of, you know, do a bit of breeding that way, because the birds he has in this line of birds is better bred than what I have, with some really good results from quite a while. A bit of a history there, so that'll be interesting. That's kind of where we're at now. Just, you know, future planning a little bit. We successfully almost got some birds into Batea. That's another cock here that I really want to utilize. He's really nice when he finishes. I took his babies out before, the ones that he was raising 83's babies. He was paired up to Little Storm, and then all of a sudden he's just dropped his feathers really quickly, so you know, his body's just gone into not having to raise babies, so he's like, let's molt really quickly, which is good. He's happy and healthy too, so he should drop a lot of feathers all at once. And we've got these two little characters down here that we're keeping a very close eye on, because, you know, these two little pigeons do have the chance to make a huge impact for me if they do well, which would be really amazing. But you know, very small chance of that ever happening, but you've got to be in it to win it. So we've got the two here, and they're looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy how these ones are turning out. This one is turning out just to be a light checker like the rest, and this one at this point in time, it's still going to be a slate, that darkery slatey color, but haven't seen any checkering or anything on it, so it might actually just be like a blue slate. It's got those white feet, the black toenails, and the same with the beak as well. So we'll be sending a blue checker and probably a blue bar slate over to the Batea, so that will be pretty good. It's kind of, you can see it's getting a little bit of checkery there as well, so it's going to be nice. I like the colors actually. Dark Storm that we've got off, full brother or sister to that one. It's a really nice bird. And I actually don't mind the loft with this on the front. I think this might have to stay. It's pretty good. You can only kind of just see birds flapping in the background, so that may benefit in reducing falcon numbers. Who knows? It's just something we're going to have to live with, but I'm putting in some pretty interesting strategies behind the scenes. Definitely not going to give up anytime soon, and I'm not going to be beaten by one falcon. These are actually all the birds that I moved out of the breeding loft. It is feeding time, so I've got to get in there shortly. And I do have the day off tomorrow, so I'm going to jump in and give this place a really good tidy out too, which it's actually not too bad, but I'm just tinkering around doing a few odd jobs at the moment in the loft, which is definitely something we needed to do. I've done a bit of cleaning out under here. I've put in another grate on the front there. I've raked the front out, tried to rake up all the feathers, and just try to get as much droppings out from under here as well. So I pretty much got it all out, and done the same on the other loft. And I've put some flashings on this loft and the loft over there too, so just tidying up a few things that, you know, probably hanging over from last year. But yeah, everything's going right. I'm pretty happy. And the shade cloth hasn't really added too much extra darkness in here too, but it's just sort of give the birds a little bit more protection. I've noticed that they will hang up on this front here for like all the time. Nothing's really sort of stressing them, and sometimes in the night time, when I come out here last night, they were all sitting just chilling there, like that's where they're going to sleep tonight. So that's good. Like in the summer, that's a really nice spot for them, because there's still a nice breeze that comes through there. Not much, but enough to sort of keep them comfortable. So hey, it's come along pretty well. We're just going to have to hold the birds in for a little bit. Might just bring these ones out into this section. And yeah, we'll just see. I'll probably let them out in the next 2 or 3 days. I'll just hold them back a little bit. They think it's time to go for a fly, but they're not. Yeah, so I don't think realistically any of these are going to make the race season at this point, unless we get them in the sprint too. So we'll see how we go. Come here. There's some really nice birds in here though. Come on. Oh, little babies. Anyway, I'm going to catch you guys a little bit later. Come here, Darkstorm. Come here. Come on. Come and see everyone. Such a friendly little bird, this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Definitely a much more relaxed, happier day today. Come on. Come on. dark storm again.